Someone told you that you were confident once, maybe years ago, maybe a stranger, maybe someone who knew you before you learned to make yourself smaller. And I want you to think about what happened in the half second before you responded. Not what you said out loud, what happened inside. Did you believe them? I already know the answer. Because there's a particular kind of woman who hears you seem so sure of yourself and immediately, automatically without deciding to, begins building the case against it. She doesn't do it on purpose. She does it the way breathing happens. Without deciding to, and here's what I want to say to her, to you before anything else. The confidence you think you're missing has been there the whole time. What's missing is something else entirely. What's missing is the belief that you're allowed to have it. Dr. Nathaniel Branden spent his entire career studying one question. Why do some women move through the world with a settled, unshakable sense of their own worth, while others, just as talented, just as capable, just as intelligent, spend their lives waiting to feel ready? His answer was not what most people expect. It wasn't about achievement. It wasn't about external success or recognition or being told enough times that you were good. It was about something internal. Not competent at something specific. Competent to exist. To take up space. To have needs, make choices, express preferences, without requiring external permission first. And what he found, across decades of clinical work, was that this experience was not something people either had or didn't have from birth. It was built, layer by layer, word by word, moment by moment, and it could be dismantled the same way. Every time you said, "I'm so stupid about something small," you placed a brick every time. You received a compliment and immediately found the flaw in it, you placed a brick. Every time you told yourself you weren't ready, weren't qualified, weren't the right person for something you genuinely wanted, you placed a brick. You built a wall between yourself and your own confidence. Carefully, patiently, without realizing you were the architect. Stay with me here. The woman who compares herself to everyone around her, who scrolls and measures and always comes up short, isn't doing it because she's insecure in some fundamental, unchangeable way. She's doing it because somewhere along the way, she stopped using herself as the reference point. Think about what that means. You stopped measuring yourself against yourself. And when the only mirror you have is other people, you will always be incomplete because you are looking at a reflection that was never designed to show you what you actually are. What neuroscience has documented about self-perception is striking. The image a woman holds of herself in her own mind, what researchers call self-concept, is not fixed. It is not something you were born with or without. It is not a permanent feature of your personality. It is something that gets constructed over time. From the feedback you received, from the conclusions you drew, from the stories you told yourself about what each failure meant and what each success was allowed to mean. And here is what that means for you right now. The wall you built is not permanent, but one honest acknowledgement at a time. One moment of catching the automatic dismissal before it lands. One instance of letting something good about yourself be true without immediately explaining it away. Here is something I want you to sit with, because I think it explains more than almost anything else. Confidence was never a feeling that arrives before you act. Every woman who has ever appeared confident to you, every woman in whose presence you thought she just has it, she was not feeling ready before she spoke. Raised her hand, walked into the room. She was feeling the same thing you feel. The difference was that she moved anyway. And every time she moved anyway, her brain received a small piece of new evidence. This is manageable. I survived this. The predicted catastrophe did not arrive. And slowly, repetition by repetition, her brain began to revise its assessment of what she was capable of. Not because she became a different person, because she gave her own brain different data. Not when the circumstances are better, not when you finally feel ready. It is available in the next moment that asks something of you, and your first instinct is to say, "Not me, not yet, not good enough." That moment is the exact moment the data gets entered, and the wall gets one brick shorter. I want to ask you something, and I want you to resist the urge to answer too quickly. Think of the last time you dismissed something good about yourself. A compliment you deflected. A recognition you minimized. A moment where someone saw something in you and you quietly, efficiently explained why they were wrong. Don't judge that moment. Just notice it. Notice how automatic it was. Notice how fast the dismissal arrived. Faster than gratitude, faster than consideration, faster than any conscious thought. That speed is the wall doing what it was built to do. Protecting you from the vulnerability of believing something good might actually be true about you. Because if you believe it, really believe it, and then it turns out not to be true, that would hurt in a specific way. So it's safer not to believe it at all. But here's what Dr. Branden spent his life trying to tell us. The refusal to believe good things about yourself is not humility, it is a habit. And habits, unlike character, unlike identity, unlike the permanent things we mistake them for, can be changed. The confidence you buried didn't disappear. It's been waiting under everything you've said about yourself since. And the question is not whether it's still there. It is. The question is whether you're ready to stop being the one who keeps it underground. If this reached you in some way, stay close. Subscribe. We're in this together.